Part B of our strict chin-up pullover class is all about common faults. And there are 3 main common faults that I see with new gymnasts or gymnasts who are just generally struggling with their pullovers. So once I overview all 3 of them, I'll tell you how to fix them. Number 1 is when a gymnast starts with their chin below the bar, which just means they have straight arms. So that looks like this. Okay, we're gonna pretend, woo, here. All right, I'm starting here. Maybe I even do a little bit of a pull up here, but as you can see, my chin is far below the bar. My arms are more straight than bent, and then I'm trying to get my legs to actually rotate around the bar to do the pullover, right? Okay, that is common fault number 1. We can't do a pullover when our chin is so far beneath the bar and our arms are straight, because the majority of our body mass, our body weight, is so far below the bar that it takes an incredible amount of strength to be able to pull our body weight from totally far beneath the bar up and over and around the top of the bar, right? The general movement pattern for this pullover is a vertical pull and then a backward rotation, which means if we start with our whole body so far under the bar, our core, our hip flexors are gonna have to do so much work to pull our body around the top of the bar, and most new gymnasts especially just don't have that kind of core strength. And so the important part of the strict chin-up pullover is actually the strict chin-up. Because when we do our chin-up, what we're doing is we are vertically pulling our body, getting ourselves closer to the bar, which means our body is closer to the bar, which means we have an easier time rotating up and around the bar, right? Versus when our body is so far away, we just have so much distance to cover to be able to pull over. It's just way harder, way more challenging than it needs to be. So common fault number 1 I see is when gymnasts forget that chin-up part and try to start their pullover from almost a full active hang. Don't do it. All right. Common fault number 2, when gymnasts, maybe you do your strict chin-up first, but as you're lifting your legs, your shoulders fall, okay? So this ties in really beautifully to common fault number 1. It's the same general idea where a gymnast will do the strict pull-up. Okay, the chin is above the bar, that's great. But as soon as they go to lift their legs and rotate around the bar, the shoulders fall. So we run into the same issue of, oh no, our body is traveling in the wrong direction that we want it to go. It's going and falling down towards the floor when what we want to be doing is rotating up vertically towards the sky and around the back side of the bar. So common fault number 2 is actually doing the pull-up, but lifting the legs and allowing the shoulders to fall asleep and fall towards the floor. Ugh. Just not gonna happen, okay? You gotta hold your chin up above the bar for the full rotation. Common fault number 3 is you get the chin-up part. Your body's rotating over the top and towards the back of the bar. That is awesome. We're on the final step, but oh no, you cut that final rotation short. So you're landing more on top of the bar versus finishing your rotation, finishing your shift to the back of the bar, okay? So what I mean is you do the chin-up. Pretend I just did a nice, beautiful strict pull-up, okay? Feet are rotating over the bar, okay? We're on top of the bar, and you're trying to lift. But you can't do it, and you end up falling. You're like, oh my gosh, I did the hardest part of the pullover. Why can't I just finish it? It's because you just set your whole body weight on top of the bar. Here, your hips, your booty, the heaviest part of your body's on top of the bar, when in reality, we have to shift your hips and your booty to the back side of the bar, here, so that we can counterbalance the weight of your shoulders and your upper body as you lift into front support. Okay, so you have to bear with me. We're talking about trying to split our body in two. We've got to shift the lower half of our body to the back side of the bar so that we can lift the upper part of our body into that nice tall front support. If we stay directly on top of the bar, we don't finish out that shift backwards. Our lower half of the body is going to be on top of the bar, which means we're not going to be able to lift into that front support because gravity is going to do what gravity does best and just kind of teeter-totter you over, and you're going to end up falling. So instead of stopping directly on top of the bar, continue shifting all the way to the back like this. Top of the bar here, and now we continue to shift. Shift, shift, shift. See how my hips are on the back side of the bar now? That's where you want your hips to be. Not on top, because you'll fall forward, right? You want to shift all the way to the back of the bar, lift up into front support. So that brings us to the one kind of umbrella concept that you want to remember is always being aware of your center of gravity. So, center of gravity on your body is the heaviest part of your body. Hips, booty, and usually like the quad area, okay? This is our center of gravity because it is the biggest mass area on our body. It weighs the most. And now, according to physics, where the heaviest part of your body goes, the rest of your body is going to follow, right? This is going to determine the direction we move in. So that's why we want to always ask ourselves, how and where are you moving your hips? Now, can you see how this kind of really nicely folds into all three common faults? In this first common fault, when the athlete was starting with their chin far below the bar and straight arms, their hips, their center of gravity is far below our bar, right? Here. So the heaviest part of our body is so far below the bar, which means you have to have like crazy superhero strength to be able to pull your hips, your booty, the heaviest part of your body up and over the top of the bar. It's just not going to happen for most gymnasts, right? With common fault number two, as shoulders go down, as legs come around, right? As the shoulders drop, it causes the whole body to drop, right? Oh no, your shoulders are moving away from the bar instead of staying close to the bar and moving vertically up and around the bar. So again, we're allowing our center of gravity, the heaviest part of our body, to fall towards the floor instead of travel towards the sky, okay? Last but not least, cutting the final rotation short. So stopping on top of the bar. Again, if we have our center of gravity, our hips, our booty directly on top of the bar, right, the heaviest part, and we add the weight of our upper body trying to lift up into front support, we've got a lot of weight on top of the bar, a lot of weight in front of the bar, which means we are going to, tip over because gravity is going to, pull us down, which is why we need to shift our hips and our booty and our center of gravity to the back side of the bar so that there's a lot of weight on the back side of the bar, counterbalancing the weight of your upper body on the front side of the bar, and you can actually push up into a tall front support. See how my legs are straight down, and that allows my chest to just very nice and smoothly lift up into a front support. It's all about being aware of your center of gravity, where it is, and how you're moving it at all times, especially in relation to your bar. So hips and booty, make sure you keep them in check, keep focusing on them because this makes all the difference in the world.